All right. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Or good morning. Good to have you here. My name is Paul Tranny. I'm going to dive into creating some custom mobile phone wallpapers just for fun because it's fun. Just kind of getting creative with it. So hopefully you enjoy this. Just kind of waiting for people to file in, just so you know. But I will get started to be respectful of everybody who's joining me on time. So, yeah. Fantastic, Igor. Good to have you here. All right, so let's do this right now. So let's go ahead and I want to do a couple things. I'm going to just dive into this. I want to do so much. All right, let me just switch screens really fast and show you my... I don't want to give away the punchline, but I got a cool little lock screen set up and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into it, shall we? Let's kind of start with these flowers. So I'll switch screens right over here. Here we are. Here I am in Photoshop, just so you know. So you could use a number of resources. I don't know if you realize that on stock.adobe.com, there's a lot of free resources out there where you can actually grab content. And that's what I did here. So I just thought I'd start with some flowers or something like that. So hello, Steve. Oh, thank you so much. From New Zealand. Must be super early in the morning there. So it's good to have you here. So let me show you some things, Steve. I'm going to start out, go to File, New. And I could do this a couple different ways. I'll go down to Mobile. I have an iPhone 8 Plus, so this is the one I would pick, 678. It's going to bring in this particular artboard. If you don't like artboards, you can see this artboard right over here. If you don't like artboards, you could always ungroup artboards, and you could start with like layer 1. Okay? And you can start to do all your magic right in here. But you probably don't know the screen size and like the text placement and all of that stuff, which is what I wanted to get into because it'll just be fun. I got to show you my new wallpaper, but I don't want to give away the punchline. So let me just kind of point out, this is what I will typically do. Setting the home screen. Let me switch over and hopefully, oh good, it is working. Fantastic. So here's my phone. Just so you know, Steve, it's 9:30 a.m. there. Nice. How does it feel to live in such a cool place, Steve, is what I want to know. I'm broadcasting from Colorado. It is nice, but still. All right, so typically what I will do is I will go kind of show this lock screen. I'll do a screen capture of it, and then I will go ahead and send that to myself. Okay, so I'll just airdrop it, but that's typically the process that I'd work on right now. So basically I'm just getting this one image right here. Boom, there it is. Okay, so this is once we have that on our phone. Even though there is a template, I need all of these numbers and fun things. So this is potentially where I would actually start. I would isolate that text, right? And then I can start to begin to do some fun things with it. Yeah, Steve, yeah, it's fun there, isn't it? I knew it. Why would I think any different? Because you get the idea in terms of, setting this up initially. But like I was just saying, with these flowers, for instance, you can use some of these assets from templates. Go to File, New. And just like you have these different blank templates, there's, of course, this art and illustration templates that you can use as well. A lot of these to me look like kind of like wallpapers anyway. So I could take some of these and potentially use them to start with, just like I did with this enchanted watercolor kit, right? That's what I pulled down. I was like, oh, maybe I'll use some of that. Maybe I'll use some of this one, right? And again, these are free. Oh, this one's over 100 megabits. Let's do it. Downloading that. Right? It'll do its thing. And yeah, maybe this will take a while. Maybe I should close this. But that's where I typically get those. Once you have those, of course, you have access to all of them. I can start to grab some of these assets and have some fun with them like I'm doing right now. What's cool? This is cool. You can hold down, Steve, I don't know if you know this, with the selection tool, if you want to select, so it's this button right here, okay? It automatically selects something when you click on it. If you hold down the command key, you're toggling that button, okay? So that's what I'll do. I don't know where this layer is. I don't know where it is. I could just hold down the command key, click, or control key if you're on a PC, and drag that over and make that part of my design. Okay, just like that. So there's one. Zoop. Little design that I can start to work with as I start to add like more elements. Maybe this one right here. That's kind of cool. Bring that over. You get the idea. What's up, Israel? Good to have you here. Romeo. What's up, Romeo? And Paul Lozano. Good to have you here as well. So I can start to have some fun with all of these assets that, again, are free from me. They're also in Illustrator. They're in InDesign. They're in After Effects. They're in a number of pretty much any, if it's an Adobe stock asset, chances are we have a free version of it, right? But I want to show you a couple other things as I kind of dive into this. Command T, right click, flip horizontal, as I start to like make something kind of cool for this screen, or not, depending on your opinion, okay? Maybe it's working, maybe it isn't. Maybe it shouldn't be black. Maybe it should be like that. Maybe I should bring in some designer elements, because as you start to look at all these different screens, they all start to look very similar. So let's just put that back. You want to make a hipster screensaver, just jump into the shapes, custom shape tool, shapes. You have a number of these shapes. You should know of these already. Hopefully you do. I'll grab the hipster triangle because that's used everywhere. There it is. Flip it and go. Let me show you a couple other things though as well. So one thing I do need to do is match the color. Maybe I'll kind of match the color in here. That might make it look nice, okay? Again, I don't want to pick a color just because. I want to pick something that kind of makes sense. So this is what I have so far, but I want to go beyond this, okay? So I'm going to show you this, and I don't know if you're aware of this, Israel or anyone. What I want to do is I need to figure out what font this is, and I should probably pick a more fun font. And I do need to move this over. The antlers are a little crooked. It's going to kind of bother me a little bit. Right? We can make it a little offset. It's okay. But what if I want to know what type of font this is? And this goes for any file, right? I can come in here. I can just draw a selection box around it. Go to Type. And right in here, Match Font. So I don't know if you... thank you, Truly, out there. That was very nice of you. Romeo, I don't know if you know this, or Paul, but match font for anything. You take a photo of something, that's essentially what I did. I did a screen capture, and now I can go ahead and determine what font this is. It gives you similar fonts, by the way. These are just similar fonts on. First of all, I feel like it looks like it's kind of off. Yeah, I don't know about this. That looks kind of off. Well, and the point is, I know what font it is, to be honest with you. But yeah, you could actually just do screen captures, figure out what font it is, match font. By the way, if you know, do you know about this as well? Because it is awesome. Adobe Capture. Adobe Capture. Going into, scrolling to type. Look, you can capture text from anything, quite frankly. So right over here, let's take this, Monday. I know it's not April, I get it. All right, so you can see what it's doing there. Go ahead and capture that font. Tell me, give me a font that's close to it, and that's what Adobe Capture does, okay? Used a different font, makes more sense to me, and you can see it right there. I went beyond that. I already know that this is SF Pro, so I'm thinking, you know, it'd be cool if I did like $249, 30% charged. Do something like that. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm showing, I'm kind of mimicking the, let's check the size of this. It's a little off. Let's do 100% charge. I'm matching this font is all I'm doing. Now that I did match font in Photoshop, I can come in here, grab this, and match this even closer and kind of fake it out, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just having some fun here. There we go. We have that matched. There we go. 30% charged, 100% epic. Why not? There you go. Just kind of matching the interface because I thought that would be kind of fun, right? With that done, I have this one. I have more. Let's just go ahead and tile everything. Let's maybe get rid of those flowers. Don't need those anymore. Let's get rid of this one as well. Here's one. Here's another that I actually worked on as well. Same idea, right? These assets, by the way, speaking of free assets, I encourage you to use Adobe Stock because that's honestly, I feel like, where I'm going to find the best stuff. But I got some of these from Chroma Supply. So chromasupply.com, we've partnered with them before at Adobe. But they will actually have free assets, freebies, gotta love it, that you can go ahead and access and use as well. So just so you know, that's what I did, and those make great wallpapers and screensavers and stuff like that. Let's see which other ones I have. Here's another one based on maybe the city where you're from. Let's try this one. What is number 3? I don't remember. I made multiples. And you can see this one as well. So we have right in here a total of 4 different screensavers made actually from free assets, capturing those screens from my phone like I was doing earlier. You can see right here, right? Like we're doing right now. And from there, taking whichever one you like, and I think we'll get into later like Photoshop techniques later on, because you can actually create these swirls in Photoshop using the smudge tool. If I had time, I could show you how to do that. But that would get into one trick, and what I'm trying to do is just show you how to overall customize your screen, okay? So once you're done with that, I don't know if you know this, Felix. What's up, Felix? Right over here, if I click this button right up at the top, click, this is my share button. So we can share these directly to photos or even airdrop them as well. So I'm gonna try this, airdrop, boop. Selecting that, share with someone. Oh, wait for it. There it is. Shows my phone. That's who I will select. Of course, me. Shared it to my phone. Clicking done. And guess what? It's going to be on my phone as expected. Okay, so hopefully you know about this share button. I don't know if you do, Felix and everyone. I think it's pretty awesome, especially since all I typically do is just airdrop myself, assets to myself and other people, but you have all of these social media links and all that good stuff. So from there, you just swap it out. You get the idea. Let's just see how my positioning is. Oh, by the way, before we do that, of course, I need to turn off that 1249, or excuse me, 249. And let's switch over to my phone. There it is. Zoop. Just so you know, going in here, selecting that asset, shrinking that down, and you can see how that actually fits in there. Perfect. Setting it. Let's set both. Why not? Done and done. 347. There's pictures of on my camera roll, as you can see. One more quick tip too. If Steve, thank you, Steve. Yeah, it is a cool trick with the share. Also, if you're ever trying to match fonts like I was trying to do here, sometimes the aliasing might not be the exact same. It might mean you actually have to, with my text tool selected, change the aliasing up here at the top. So this is Mac LCD. Sometimes I need to change it to sharp though. Okay, when I change it to sharp, it's going to make it look more crisp. But you'll notice these differences. Thicker, kind of thinner. But if you need to match something perfect, then this is what you're going to want to do. Okay? Just so you know. So, all right, everyone. Thanks so much for hanging out. You can see some of these other assets that I was working on as well. I just appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this fine Monday. Hopefully you're having a beautiful day, whether you're in New Zealand or not. Romeo, that's a good call. I got a question about sort of creating your own font. You could also do that using something called Font Self Maker. Okay, for Photoshop and for Illustrator. So if you want to make your own font, use Font Self Maker. And what's awesome about that is you can make multicolor fonts. So again, a lot you can do, and the world is your oyster as you take a look at it. And I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. It's a beautiful Monday. That's all I have for you. I'm actually going to post this to Instagram, as you can see right over here, there. And so just follow me on Instagram and you'll see the final asset that I made. So thanks so much for hanging out. Israel and everyone, open to have a conversation with you guys on social media. Just let me know. Love to chat. Thanks so much, everybody. We will see you later.